Okay, cool. All right, so looks like I'm up and rolling. Hello and welcome. Waiting to see here. I've got my other computer to monitor the chat and the stream. And let's see. Nothing on YouTube yet. There we go. Stream health. All right, cool. I'm up. Okay, thank you for joining me this evening. It has been a long time. A little bit of background. We obviously we lived in Germany. If you've watched my channel at all in the last couple of years, you've seen that. And I recently took a job back in the States in St. Louis, Missouri. And so we moved back to the U.S. It was a job that I couldn't pass up, getting to do creative work that I really, really enjoy, and I'm glad I did it. Um, so here we are. Now, that said, though, moving internationally is just not easy, period. Um, it's been quite the journey. And so it's taken us a while. But now I'm finally here in the tentative studio, as you can see. And I've got my mobile rig set up, and we're going to try to do this. Obviously, huge changes all around. But another one, you guys know I've been a long time Logic user, probably coming up on 15 years using Logic. And it's been great. It's wonderful software. It's extremely powerful. But it was time for a change. So I am eventually going to be moving away from Apple. I'm going to do it slowly and methodically. And one of the first pieces of that was getting a cross-platform tool to begin using. And Logic and Final Cut were the two pieces of software that have really been keeping me with Apple for a long time because I really do love using them. They're great tools, but it's just time to start moving away from that. So I did some searching for what digital audio workstation I was going to switch to. And so I tried out Cubase, I tried out Reaper, Reason. I've used Pro Tools in the past, no thanks. I was going to look at Studio One, and all of them are great in their own way. But it was interesting because I tried Cubase first, did a couple sessions in it, and it was like, okay, yeah, it's fine. It does everything I need. Had to do some Googling and searching. Hey, where's this? How do I do this function? And it was like, kind of ho-hum, like, all right, yeah, it's usable. I went to Reaper, and I've got a lot of friends that I respect greatly who do wonderful things with Reaper. And so they were all like, hey, dude, you got to check out Reaper. And so I did, several times, actually. I've tried, this was like my fifth try giving Reaper a shot. And again, this is a subjective judgment. This is only me. Doesn't mean that Reaper's bad. Reaper is categorically great for some people. For me, it was a cluttered mess. And every time I tried to use it, it was just like I spent the first 15 minutes just sort of trying to figure out what's going on and how can I change this really, to me, awful UI, and, spent a lot of time. And people were like, hey, you got to, try different things. And so I did that. Then the other night I spent about 5 hours in Reaper. And I was like, all right, I'm going to make a song. I'm going to give it a chance. I need to get familiar with it. Everybody says it's great, and I need to customize it. So I did. I spent about 5 hours and found some cool things. There was like a couple workflow things that I thought were really neat, super flexible. Recorded some tracks, edited a little bit of MIDI. And at the end of it, my feeling was like almost less than Cubase. It was sort of like, well, there's going to be a learning curve, I guess, no matter what DAW I switch to. I'm gonna have to do some learning. And I was a little bummed. I was a little frustrated because 5 hours later, I didn't really feel like I had a better command of Reaper. Um, and so then I kind of closed it out. I was a little bit frustrated, and I started kind of doing some lazy Googling, and then I saw Bitwig come up, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember hearing about that. Like, yeah, I remember that thing, kind of a weird name. So I downloaded the demo just to like mess around with it. I was like, hey, I'll try this after Reaper and see which one I like. But in the meantime, let me open it up. Popped open Bitwig, and I was like, it was instant. You open the interface, and everything is just where you expect it to be. Like, it just worked, and it was brilliant. And you can see it here on screen. I'm in Bitwig right now. Like, it's inspiring, it's creative. I love the loop browser. I love the way that the colors are presented with different tracks, and I didn't have to look anywhere. Like, as soon as it came up, it was like, oh, okay, cool, there's my track, solo, mute, record, sweet. Let's see here, oh, look, add new tracks, perfect, just what I need. Oh, and there's an add, yeah, that makes sense. And it just went, and I was making a little groove within 10 minutes. I didn't have to Google one thing. Anytime I got lost, when I was looking around like at this kind of stuff, it was just like, oh, what's this plus sign do? Oh, cool. There's all my plugins. That makes perfect sense. Oh, look, these are, a bunch of menus with a little search option. And what is the, oh yeah, presets and cool. Yeah, here's my computer directory and stuff. It just, for my brain, it works. And it made so much sense. And I started having fun with it. Like, I was smiling. I had a stupid grin on my face, couldn't wipe it off because I was in here making loops and scenes, and I was like, this is the way that I want to work from now on. So that's a long way of saying I have switched to Bitwig, and that's going to be my new DAW. So what I'm going to do is I'm slowly going to transition all of my projects, and so this is going to take months. I have hundreds and hundreds of Logic projects. The ones that are already finished and released, I'll probably just zip and keep for archival purposes, but all of the different idea tracks that I've built up over the years, I'm going to go through and start systematically exporting all of it and bringing it over to Bitwig. So that's the long introductory story. What we're here for today, as you can see on the rotating slide, is I'm doing some songwriting with a wonderfully talented musician friend of mine named Garrett. And I wrote this song actually a couple years ago. Couldn't quite decide what I wanted to do with it. And then he laid down this rap over top of it that is frickin' brilliant. I absolutely love it. And so I've brought the initial Logic tracks over, and the only thing I did was just pre-placed a few of the elements so that you can see it. So I haven't actually gone through and even assigned the sounds and everything, so you can just kind of watch the whole process as I import this. This was built and recorded in Logic, and then I've exported the parts out, and now I'm going to build and mix and create in Bitwig so you can see the whole thing. I'm looking at my chat here just to make sure I don't miss anybody's stuff. Okay, so pop that out. Perfect. Okay, so let's get started. So right now, I've actually brought in most of the parts, but not all of them. And I haven't actually even assigned the sound. So I've got this really kind of bad sine wavy synth sound that's going on that I need to fix first, but I'm going to finish bringing in everything else. So here we go. Let's get started. That sine wave is pretty bad. So what I'm going to do now is just check and make sure that my drum sounds are good. Because I had, in Logic, I had like a delay going, I think. So I love this, by the way. Click the plus sign for any plugin, and it brings you right up to the search tab. And everything that you would want is like there already. I love it. I categorically love it. And it's a big improvement on Logic, actually. Logic still has kind of the like click and hold, and you got to navigate through these menus. And it's fine, but this is so much smoother. Just get to right to what you want. Cool. All right, so I'm making a bus effect delay here. Cool. So what I'm gonna do is let's make these a quarter note. Quarter. Come on. It will not let me. There we go. Okay. And this is gonna be on the bus, so there should be no dry. This should be all wet. Okay, and then this is cool. So this is Isotope's DDLY plugin or delay plugin, but it's kind of neat. Here along the top, you've got one set of delay parameters, and then along the bottom you can do a completely separate set of delay parameters, and then you can control the intensity and at what amplitude the signal gets split and goes into each different one. It is quite neat. All right, so I just set up that bus, and now this is the one that I want. Ah, I see. It's just triggering MIDI. So there we go. So I need to add battery. All right, cool. Got rid of that terrible sine wave sound. I'll fix that in a bit. Here's my Logic exports folder. Ah, no, I already had them in here. That's what the terrible sine wave is. Okay, gotcha. So I am wasting my time here. Cool. So I've already got those in here. Sorry, I was just trying to remember what all I've brought in and what I haven't yet. Alright, so bring in the electric bass guitar. Come in. There's that delay. There we go. Starting to get it. So I'll add the effects on those. Alright, so this one, so we need, no polysynth. We're gonna do Omni. Excuse me. Alright, Omnisphere, and we wanted the saturated ostinata. See, it's good. You're getting to hear everything in super raw form. Sounded actually, I was already getting pretty far along on the Logic project. So this is sort of a start over at the mix. This is like tracking complete and brand new mix, basically. So we'll see how it goes. There it is. Okay, so just so you can hear what I'm doing, I'm kind of in the zone here. What I'm doing right now is just getting all of the regions lined up. Good. Alright, so merging those all into one track. Alright, let's get Garrett's voice in here and the verses.
On a hijack, and they always drive the fucker down the same damn track to that old familiar feeling. Feel my heart bleeding as they take me round the corner for that old familiar beat. And I can't live in the past, I know it's self-defeating, but if I never look back, don't it mean I'm cheating? Yeah, don't it mean I'm cheating?
Excellent. Okay, so he did such a freaking fantastic job on these vocals, so I want to give him a good treatment here. So we'll start with my old go-to, which is going to be Nectar.
Neon rays as I drive by. Milky Way leaves a scar in the night sky. Memories leave a scar in my mind's eye. Take a walk, take a drink, distract. Try to keep the train of thought from rolling on back. Train of thought that these ghosts always try to hijack. And they always drive the fucker down the same damn track. To that old familiar feeling. Feel my heart bleeding as they take me round the corner for that old
Cool. There we go. Now it's starting to sound pretty good.
neon rays float down from a high rise. City wind in my hair as I drive by. Milky Way leaves a scar in the night sky. Memories leave a scar in my mind's eye. Take a walk, take a drink, distract. Try to keep the train of thought from rolling on back. Train of thought that these ghosts always try to hijack. And they always try to fuck it down the same damn track. To that old familiar feeling. Feel my heart bleeding as they take me round the corner for that old familiar beat. And I can't live in the past, I know it's self-defeat. But if I never look back, don't it mean I'm cheating?
Okay, so the effect just now, just so I can talk through what's going on. The effect just now, they've got this doubled unison, two unison panned extreme left and right. So just now it was a little bit hot, so I'm bringing it down to still sort of give that like in your face effect, but not as distracting, hopefully. So.
Neon rays float down from a high rise. City wind in my hair as I drive by. Milky Way leaves a scar in the night sky. Memories leave a scar in my mind's eye. Take a walk, take a drink, distract. Try to keep the train of thought from rolling on back. Train of thought that these ghosts always try to hijack. And they always try to fuck it down the same damn track. To that old familiar feeling. Feel my heart bleeding as they take me round the corner for that old familiar beat. And I can't live in the past, I know it's self-defeat. But if I never look back, don't it mean I'm cheating? Yeah, don't it mean I'm cheating?
Okay, so I'm gonna gate his vocals a little bit just to clean them up for the like breaths and ums and stuff.
Neon rays float down from a high rise. City wind in my hair as I drive by. Milky Way leaves a scar in the night sky. Memories leave a scar in my mind's eye. Take a walk, take a drink, distract. Try to keep the train of thought from rolling on back. Train of thought that these ghosts always try to hijack. And they always try to fuck it down the same damn track. To that old familiar feeling. Feel my heart bleeding as they take me round the corner for that old familiar beat. And I can't live in the past, I know it's self-defeat. But if I never look back, don't it mean I'm cheating? Yeah, don't it mean I'm cheating?
Yeah, so I gotta get the lead solo back on there. So yeah, so I'm gonna do just kind of a short stream tonight because I'm gonna work my way back into it. But don't worry, I've got some longer streams coming at you, and they'll be a little more interactive. And I'm gonna be getting back into it regularly now that we're finally here and stable and set up. But all that to say, I am loving Bitwig so far. I was amazed. You know, I've always told people too, I've been on Logic for, years, and I always tell people just pick the one that works best for you. And I kind of thought of that as like, basically they're all going to give you the same feeling. And then the first time I tried Bitwig, it was like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like, I'm having fun. I love this. It just jumped out at me as, significantly more fun even than Logic, which I do really honestly love. So super cool. So thanks for joining me tonight. More streams to come. Stay tuned. And I will see you next time.